everyone, it's Melanie from the Midland Public Library in Baker Place, and we're making your winters a little cozier with our Snug Saturdays. To make your jar candle, you will need a pot to melt wax in, and we'll talk about melting options in a few minutes. Wax pellets, we're using beeswax from our friends at Nation Naturals in downtown Midland. A heat-proof, non-flammable container. Canning jars work best because they're designed for heat, but if you've got an old candle jar you'd like to reuse, that's perfect. A pencil or pen to help hold the wick in place. A wick, you can use cotton or wood. In this video I'm using a pre-waxed cotton wick from online. And if you have a thermometer, it's helpful but not crucial. Start by turning your burner on to low-medium heat. Add your wax pellets, and you'll want 1.5 to 2 times the capacity of your jar. While the wax begins to melt, tie the wax around your pen, pencil, popsicle stick, whatever you're using. The wick should stand straight in the jar with the object resting across the top. And now we're back to watching the wax melt. I chose to stir mine, which was a horrible decision and completely unnecessary, so don't do that. It's not going to burn, so just let it melt. It will all melt eventually, I promise. Now, I chose to do this straight in my pot, and because I'm using natural beeswax, it's food safe, so I don't have to have a separate candle making pot. Getting it clean after was a bit tricky, but I scraped everything I could without scratching the nonstick coating, washed it, and then boiled a pot of water to remove any remaining residue. If you're worried though, you can either get a cheap secondhand pot that you use strictly for crafting, or you could melt the wax in a container that you place within the sauce pot and surround with water. Totally up to you. Quick word of caution, if you're using a gas stove, you must use the water double boiler method to avoid the creation of flammable fumes. Once your wax is all melted, this is the time that you would add any color or fragrance. Quick tip, do not use crayons to color your candles. The pigment will block the wick and all you'll smell is burning plastic. Beeswax has a natural honey scent, so I'm leaving mine as is. Check online for color and scent tips. You want your wax to reach at least 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees Celsius. So once it's hit that, or everything has been fully melted for a couple minutes, it's time to pour. Hold the object you've tied your wick to so that it doesn't get in the way, and gently pour the wax into the jar. Now let it sit relatively undisturbed for anywhere from 3 days to a week. This is to make sure the wax fully resolidifies to prevent wax tunneling when you burn it later. After it's cured completely, trim the wick to about 1/4 inch above the candle and you're ready to go. You can save the leftover wick for another candle if it's long enough.